Good morning. Welcome to morning practice with Olivia on Tuesday, January 9th. Getting back into the rhythm of the, let's say, the ordinary week, because it's an extraordinary time in general. And I think we're still trying to fit ordinary templates on an extraordinary time, which is beginning to feel a little uncomfortable. I don't know about your experience, but certainly the changes that we're experiencing in awareness and expansion are not fitting well with the ordinary rhythms and patterns of life. And it makes me wonder how that will grow. So yesterday we spoke a little bit about Dharma in connection to work, because I think, at this point in January, work as a concept is something that we're all engaging with on some level, whether it's our jobs, whether it's our work as parents, whether it's our work as farmers, it's a time of year where I think we are engaging with the idea of what we do as work. And what I was trying to articulate yesterday was Dharma isn't necessarily so much the work in the professional aspect or the descriptional aspect of what we do, whatever that may be. It's really more what we bring, the quality that we bring, the quality that we're here to foster through the conduit of that work job description definition, let's say, because we all do very sort of different kinds of work, and it's all Dharma, but it's all it's all Dharma, but it's also all a lot of it is structured by the cultural programming that we experience, for instance, just the idea that, when we leave home, when we go to do whatever we do in life, there is a cultural imprint placed upon us that you have to earn money in order to survive. So that might be in the form of people taking jobs right away. It might be in the form of people taking loans to go to university so that they gain more skills to get different jobs. But it's really almost instantaneously an agreement that we are not liberated, that we must immediately accept a form of structure that will really either like define our experience as working adults. And as I was saying before, Dharma is not really about whatever path we choose, but what we bring to that path as a soul. Now, I've been thinking a lot this week about when you make choices for your soul path, are you making them in alignment with your Dharma? Are you making them in alignment with the structural, cultural programming that you were matriculated into? And I think it's something to consider. Is what you're doing in alignment with your heart? Is what you're doing in alignment with your soul path? Are you even listening to that? Is it important to you? For a lot of people, they might not even consider it. you know, just with most cultural programming, we do what we do because we believe we have to. That's why it works so well. Um, if we can police ourselves into believing we have to do things, then no external force is needed. I am very much fostering and envisioning the day where every single human being lives a free and joyous life and attains whatever they want in whatever form they want. Um, let's just call it a love anarchy. I know that I can feel the resistance already in what I just said. And, you know, I do believe that when we are walking our higher path and serving our higher good, we are coming from a place of unconditional love and the ability to see each other. And it is simply, if we are continually put into hierarchical structures where there are winners and losers, then you are going to have people who manipulate the game to win. And you are going to have people who are constantly seen as losers in that definition because they won't play the game or they can't. Or, you know, they're simply open hearted and willing, or not willing so much, but just honest. Honesty can be tricky in that if you are playing honestly and someone else is not, you may find that you are taken advantage of. And then how do we have a spiritual response to that? Anyway, I am digressing. It is work that we're here to do, and I'm simply suggesting that we consider what is in alignment with our hearts and what is not. In how we are navigating our day, in the practices we are involved with, in how we put our energy into the world to further the purpose of the planetary evolution, which we are all part of, thankfully. So let's just come into a meditation this morning, finding a nice tall spine, sitting up on something like a block or a bolster, a blanket. Just allowing the eyes to close. Breathing. Feeling the periphery of the body. And as you inhale in, imagine that inhale just filling you up beyond your periphery, almost into your auric and energetic field as you inhale. And as you exhale, bringing all that energy back into the center. Inhaling again, feeling the breath extend beyond the periphery of the body. Exhaling, bringing it back in. Let's just inhale to Om here together. So taking a nice inhale in. And then you may bring one heart to the one hand to the heart center, one heart to the hand center. Connect your heart and your hand, and maybe the other hand. And feel the warmth of your palms, creating a beautiful nest burst of nurturing energy that you hold your heart center in, just dwelling for a moment in that sweetness, feeling it, feeling the light of the heart, and just allowing yourself to breathe, just turning the volume down on any noise in the head, any distractions, fluctuations. So if you just had a little volume dial, and let's just come into silence for a few moments, feeling the heart, feeling the hands holding the heart. And then deepening the breath, letting the hands fall into the lap. Slowly blinking the eyes open. And we'll take some just basic box breathing where we'll inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. If holding for 4 between the inhale and exhale feels uncomfortable, you can either shorten the hold or just inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. We're just bringing some conscious work and breathing to our breath. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, hold, exhaling, hold, inhaling, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And we'll continue to take a few rounds on your own, really feeling into and leaning into the fullness of your breath and the experience of holding. Allow yourself to really inhabit your breath, inhabit the space between. And you can let your breath come back to normal. And we'll go and meet on the mat. And just find a nice, comfortable seat on the mat. Maybe grab a sip of water. Having 2 blocks can help. Some blankets to support underneath the knees. And I'll meet you over there. So let's begin. Let's find a comfortable seat. Maybe just stretch your legs out in front of you and wag your feet back and forth. Windshield wiper, waving our feet at each other. Good morning, good morning. It's often that time of year where we sort of reflect on the sort of nuts and bolts of the resolutions and intentions and envisions that we so excitedly set at the end of 2023 and coming into the new year. And now the sort of grit of the new year has arrived. And like, how do I bring my dream into reality? And may all our dreams come into reality. May all of us be prosperous. May we all be kind to each other and let there be no animosity between us. Thank you, teacher Nat Kendall, for influencing that, marking on that. Always let there be no animosity between us as humans, as souls, as hearts. Know that when we're all in our truth and we're all in our heart, there's nothing but liberation and joy and complete understanding of each other and each other's sovereignty and each other's path. And every single person on this planet has a right to their sovereignty, their liberation, and their happiness. And I think when we work together to attain that as a goal, we will truly liberate ourselves. So inhaling, arms come overhead. Prayer comes to heart, and my prayer and gratitude and love offering for this body, this life, this instrument of consciousness, the sentience of the physical form, the engagement with the quality of the wind, water on the skin, the engagement of what it is to kiss, to be kissed, the engagement of just the sheer delight of being in a physical world, feeling the softness of cashmere on one's head, feeling the coziness of leg warmers on one's legs. Oh, the pleasures of being alive in the body. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And inhaling, arms overhead, prayer comes to heart, offering such love and gratitude for each and every single one of you. All people, all sentient beings, all consciousness on this planet in its multitude of forms. What an extraordinary world. What extraordinary ways of experiencing itself. Consciousness in infinite form. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And inhaling, arms overhead. Hands come to prayer, prayer comes to heart, and just offering love and gratitude for this amazing planet, all it does to sustain us, all it does to inspire us. It's truly an extraordinary place with its rain, with its thunder, with its cloud, with its extraordinary weather, and the land and the oceans and the skies. So grateful to be here. What an abundance of wealth we have in nature at any moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Letting the hands drop to the lap, and we'll just take a few torso rolls to the right here. Allowing the spine just to rotate, bringing some fluid to your experience, and then maybe roll the other way. This way, like bringing the movement to the spine, and maybe you can even let the head just follow the movement of the spine. It might feel nice. And just again, one way and then the other, just whatever feels right to you. Oh, there you go. Inhaling up and twist to your left. Right hand on your left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Feeling the length in the spine on the inhale. And exhaling into your twist. Inhale, arms overhead. We'll twist to the right. Left hand to right knee. Right hand at the base of the spine. Feeling the length along the back of the neck, the length of the spine. It's really inhaling into that. And then come back to center. And we'll get rid of our prop here underneath the hip, so you can just put it to the top of your mat. Let's come to all fours and just rolling up between the shoulder blades and then releasing, lifting the tail, lifting the heart, letting the belly be soft. And as you inhale here, actually, we're going to inhale and arch and exhale round. Imagine you're drawing that inhale through the heart center. Oh, allowing yourself to make any noises, groans, moans, maybe adding some movement to your cat-cow. Some hip circles, shoulder rolls, just doing what feels really intuitively good right now. Listening to what your body needs, listening to what your body's asking for. And then maybe we'll just widen our knees and come back into a child's pose, letting our head rest on the mat. Hips are over the ankles. If child's pose is in any way uncomfortable for you in this position, please just come to your back and hug the knees in, or take restorative rest, knocking the knees in with the arms wide. Child's pose is a resting posture and is supposed to be here to offer respite and rest and comfort. So if this posture is in any way uncomfortable, take a position that supports and serves you. And then you may just roll your hips slightly from side to side, rolling your forehead on the ground, reaching the arms forward, and we'll just reach the hands to the left side of the mat. Really, you can use your right arm as leverage, or left arm as leverage, if
let's say you're taking your arms to the right, and then you use your right hand to push in so that you can feel a longer extension on the left side body, especially around the rib area, around the side armpit area, from the hip to the tips of the fingers. And then we'll take our hands over to the left. Again, pressing the left hand in will help you lean into that right hip, really feeling the length on the right side body, around the ribs, around the side armpit, from the right hip to the right pinky. Feeling the length, pressing into that left hand will just help give you some leverage to create more length there. And then we'll come back to center and come up onto all fours again. Let's inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Feeling the space between the shoulder blades. And then we'll just come up to stand on your knees, bringing your arms overhead and drawing a circle down. And we'll just take our right leg out to the right. So I'm going to face you. So it's going to look like this. Right leg out to the right, and you're on your knee. And so this is gate pose. And just have your foot as parallel as it can, and bring your arms out to a T. And we'll just lean over to the right, feeling the left side body nice and long. And then come back here to your T arms, and you're going to go to the other side, and your left leg is going to lift. Sorry, your right leg is going to lift. Your right hand will be up into the air. And then you may just take that foot and allow yourself a slight back bend here. And then let that release, come back up to gate, and let your arms come down, and we'll switch sides. Left leg will come out. Arms come to a T, and we'll just take it to the left, feeling the right side body stretch. Really allowing there to be length, as if you were reaching up more than across. And come back to your T, and your arm will come down. Your right arm will come down, left leg will come up, left arm reaches to the sky. Let's take a moment here, just feeling the balance of the pose, and then you may take that left foot in your left hand, taking a bit of a back bend, reaching the heart center to the ceiling. And then you can let that go. And we'll come back up to a T and let that go. And come back to all fours, facing the narrow top of the mat. Take an inhale and round, and take an exhale and arch, just to be different. And then we'll press back into downward facing dog. I realize that I have my socks on. I'm going to take my socks off. I prepared today by having socks because it was so cold yesterday and my feet did not warm up for a long time after morning practice. So I'm a little bit more prepared today, but I forgot that they were on because they were so cozy. And just allow yourself to walk your dog out here, stepping into one leg, stepping into other, just really gentle, lifting the tailbone.
downward dog, inverted is uncomfortable, just take it at the wall. Pressing your hands into the wall, keeping your hips over your feet. Feeling the extension. And then just walk your dog into your hands and let yourself really find a nice big bend in your knees so that your torso is literally just hanging on your thighs here. It's like your body is in complete contact with your legs because your knees are bent. And you're going to shake your head here, nod your head, shake it, maybe wiggle your hips a little bit. Oh, and just play around in your forward fold. Maybe pressing into different legs, feeling how movement opens up different parts of your body in your forward fold, and then we'll slowly find stillness. And inhale, we'll have a nice straight spine in front of us. And blocks can be really handy in forward folds, especially if you're trying to straighten your legs. Feel that length of the back leg and really feel the support of the blocks. They just allow your spine so much more extension than otherwise. So really, really recommend the use of blocks when you have them available. Really pressing into those blocks and feeling almost like your tailbone and crown of the head are lengthening apart from each other here in this posture. And then come back into your forward fold and you just roll up slowly through the spine. Take your big, large jumper off if you're me. And that includes the mala. And let's just circle our hips here. So I'm circling my hips to the right. If you're watching on the screen and following me, we're going to the right. And then we'll take that circle to the left. And again, it's really just about bringing some fluidity and joint movement into the hip joints. In the morning, sometimes the best thing can be just bringing fluidity and movement. And I'll hold our hands and we'll do the same thing, just bringing fluidity and movement into your wrist joint. And then take that the other way. Be careful if you have a wrist injury, like someone I know. Wrist injuries are very complicated. And then you're just gonna waggle one foot while you stand on the other, which curiously is helpful for balance, but not so challenging as tree, okay? And then take that the other way. And then put that down. You can pick up the other foot, just circling at the ankle. And yet feeling yourself rooted in the foot that's not circling. A bit of a balance challenge and bringing joint fluid to the movement. Hips. Neck rolls, very shallow neck rolls. Don't take it too deep. It's really much more about bringing movement and fluid to those joints rather than about extension of range of motion. Okay, let's come back to the top of our mat, raising our arms overhead. Come into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. Exhale, step the right foot back, put the right knee down. Low lunge, pressing into the left leg, lifting the arms into the sky. Really allowing yourself to feel that counter movement of pressing into the earth and reaching into the sky. And then allowing the hands to come down, maybe tucking the toes, bringing the knee back an inch as we straighten the front leg, rolling on the heel. And then we'll rebend that knee, come back to a plank. plank, you're going to lower, either placing your knees down and coming to the earth. You can come down as one straight line, keeping your hands tucked underneath the shoulders. But to take 3 cobras, and we'll just start with a very small baby cobra. So you're almost pointing the crown of your head forward, feeling the heart center lift, and then exhaling and releasing. Inhaling, maybe just a little bit longer. And really, you're really feeling this energy more as pointing out towards the front through your head rather than up. So if there was an arrow coming from the top of the crown of your head, it's pointing out and then coming down, resting for a moment. And then we'll take one more inhale into your cobra, and you can put some weight into that the hands, let the hips press, and feel that lovely cobra, and come down. And you can press back to downward dog, either through the knees or through plank. Again, just bend into one knee, bend into the other, feel the length of the spine from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head, and we'll bring that right foot forward, left knee comes down, coming into our low lunge, reaching into the sky, pressing into the earth, really allowing the body to wake up. Let's take one more breath here, actually. Yeah, really allow yourself to take some inhales and exhales with sound. It is so much more efficacious to release. Tucking your toe to bring your left knee back and just straightening into that right leg, but rolling out on the heel. Then we'll come back to our downward dog. I will bend our knees, looking forward to the top of the mat. Step to the top, lift to a straight spine, folding forward and pressing into the feet to rise. Hands to prayer, prayer to heart. Hands come to the side. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to a plank. Inhale, lower to the ground. We'll just do one cobra. Inhale, rise. Exhale, press back to downward dog through your plank or through your knees. Inhale your right leg up. Bring your right foot between your hands. Just take a moment here in runner's lunge, feeling the straightness of the back leg, feeling the front foot really pressing into the earth, really engaging and activating both legs. And then you're going to press up into your high lunge. Hands come to prayer. And just take a moment here, really feeling the balance of the hips, drawing the torso away from the front leg, really feeling the energy and activation of the back leg as your stability. And then your hands will come to prayer. You're going to turn to the right, hooking the left elbow on the right knee, really activating that back leg again, bringing the hands over the heart, or the heart over the hands. That was the cue. And then release your hands by either side of your foot and just roll your right leg to straight. You can also use blocks for support here. We're taking a very simple pyramid pose with the back heel lifted and just allowing yourself to find some space as we stretch our front leg. And rebend that leg, step back to downward facing dog. Give yourself a moment here to feel it. Feel the length of the spine, the activation of energy. Coming forward to plank, lowering to the ground. Inhaling to your cobra. Exhaling to your dog. Lifting the left leg. Bring the left foot between the hands. And take a moment here in your runner's lunge again, really pressing into the front foot, pressing into the back foot, almost like they're pressing away from each other, as if you were dragging the mat apart between your front foot and your back foot. And then as you feel that stability in your legs, you're going to rise into your high lunge. Arms can be parallel or hands in prayer overhead. Again, really activating that back leg for your stability, engaging the core, moving the body away from that front bent knee. Again, feeling that counter movement of pressing into the earth and reaching into the sky. Prayer will come to heart, torso will turn to the left. You can hook your right elbow on your left knee, really again, re-engaging that back leg, bringing the heart over the hands and feeling into your twist. And then we'll let our hands go. Again, straightening the left leg, keeping the right heel lifted, just a very easy, gentle pyramid on the second side here. Using blocks if that helps. Great length in the spine, folding over. I know it's not on today's playlist, but I'm looking outside and it just is like the perfect moment for Eurythmics. Here Comes the Rain again. It just really has that energy. Maybe I should make a playlist with that. I think I may have just lost my mic, so I'm going to come into a kneeling position, but I encourage you to press into downward facing dog. Bending at the knees, feeling the length of the spine. Bend both knees, gaze to the top of the mat, and then step gently to the top of the mat, lifting the spine into a straight spine and folding. Nodding the head again, shaking the hips again. Just finding some movement here. Might feel slightly more awake than it did before. And then inhale. Arms come overhead, hand comes to prayer. Prayer comes to heart, hands come either side. Let's step out to the long side of the mat, turning the feet out and come into a goddess pose. Opening the receptivity of our form, of our energy, the strength, the compassion. And we'll straighten legs on either side. We're gonna come into a warrior two on the right hand side. So front right foot perpendicular, back foot parallel, bending into your right knee at a 90-degree angle. And your gaze goes to the right. Just imagine my hands on your ribs, turning your torso to the long side of the mat while your gaze goes over your hands. And from here, we're gonna reach forward, reach, and you can put your hand either elbow on the thigh, hand on a block, or hand on the floor as you come into your side angle pose here. Feeling the length. Now I'm going to give you the option to come from side angle into half moon. If you're not familiar with that as a practice, you can just follow it visually before trying. Because we have a shorter time to practice today, I encourage you to just stay in side angle if you're not familiar with coming into half moon. But you'll bring your hand to your hip. You'll find a block for underneath your right hand. It'll go about a foot in front of your foot. And then you just bring the weight to your right leg. See, as your left leg lifts. Finding your stability here. Reaching the left arm up. And if you want to grab that foot,
Lucky I had the wall there. So. And you might want to let that go. And then let's just come back to a 5-pointed star. And we'll bring a block to the other side of the mat. Let's come again into Goddess. Reset. Feeling the heart center lift, feeling the straightness of the spine. Everything comes to straight. And then we come into Warrior Two on the left side. Right foot is parallel to the back of the mat, or the right side of the mat. Left foot is perpendicular to the left side. My hands are on your torso, turning you to this long side of the mat. Arms are wide and engaged. Gaze goes over the left hand in your Warrior Two. And then you're going to reach forward, either bringing your elbow to your thigh, bringing your hand to your block or the floor, and then feeling that just long line of energy on the right side body from the edge of your right foot to the tip of your right fingertips. And again, from here, if you want to come into half moon, you can do that, or just stay in side angle, placing the right hand on the right hip. Your left hand finds the block. I'm going to move back a little bit just so I don't engage with the table. And then bringing the weight into the left foot, and the right leg is now perpendicular and straight and engaged. Really activate that back foot, bringing the right arm up to the ceiling. And you can stay here with your balance or engage the foot, holding the foot. Feeling the pose, feeling the openness along the chest, turning the gaze upward if that is available. And then we'll let that go. And then just step back to your 5-pointed star. Feet come to parallel, hands to hips, reaching the heart center up, down halfway. Hands come under shoulders. Just take a moment here to really feel the length of the back of the legs and the length from the tailbone to the crown of the head as your spine is parallel to the earth. And then you may go further into your forward fold, allowing the head to drop, maybe taking the ankles or keeping the hands where they are under the shoulders. Just find a place that you can explore the length of the back of the legs. And then we will press into our hands, straightening the spine, bring your feet in, your heels in, your toes in, your heels in, your toes in, your heels in, your toes in, heels in, and come down into a yoga squat. Now you may, if taking a yoga squat is uncomfortable, just sit on a block in your yoga squat. You may want to sit on the floor in your yoga squat, or you may be where we landed, feet apart, letting the spine lengthen, letting the elbows press into the knees. Knees are wide. Curling your neck in for a moment if that feels good. And extending and curling and extending. You may want to take your right hand in front of your right knee or left hand in front of your left knee if you're mirroring me. And just reaching into the other arm. You can wrap and bind from here, binding around the front leg. I can't bind on this side because of a shoulder injury, but that's fine. If you can, I'm just approximating what a bind might feel like. And then you can let that go in your own time. Reset. Left hand or right hand comes in front of the left foot or right foot. Again, feeling the extension across the openness of the chest and bringing this into a bind if you can, or just continue to feel the extension. And we'll let that go. We'll come into letting our hips fall on the floor, and let's bring our feet up into Navasana, supporting underneath the thighs and engaging the feet. We'll just take a nice supported Navasana here. If you want to extend the arms, you can. If you want to reach the arms up, you can. Legs come up. Take the version that supports you best in all times and all ways. And then we'll cross our legs and roll. We're actually going to come and bring our left leg underneath our right. Right, we'll go over. And let's just hold our leg in for a moment, almost as if we're giving ourselves a cuddle. Allowing the nose to touch the knee, feeling a softness, feeling the animal self. And then bring that up. Make sure both of your hips are firmly planted in the ground in this position, and we'll extend the right arm if the right leg is over top, and then that comes to the base of the spine. And then you can extend the left arm, the left leg is underneath, and you can either hold the leg in or catch the elbow on the outside of the right leg. Really pressing into the length of the spine here. Inhale, feel the length of your spine. Exhale, feel the twist, but don't crank the twist. Just allow the inhale to really increase the length of your spine more than anything else. Pressing into the hip points will help feel that extension. And then we'll just counter twist to the left, pressing into the left side a little bit. I'm going to move that block. And so you're going to press into your feet and draw a little semicircle behind you with your hands in a nice little arc, and you'll land on the other side. Very easy. Now your right leg is underneath, your left leg is over top. Let's just hold that in. Again, curling in, allowing the nose to touch the knee, feeling the softness of the animal self, the sweetness. And then letting that go. Inhaling the left arm up if the left leg is over top. That left arm will come to the base of the spine. Right arm up if right leg is underneath. You can either hug that left knee in or catch the right elbow on the outer part of the left thigh as you engage into the twist. Really inhaling into your twist, exhaling, feeling the length. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, just extending the spine further in length. Really engaging those hip points again will help bring more length into your extended spine. And you're going to turn back to the front. Let that go. Feet will come wide into a straddle. We'll just do a little bit of torso rolling to the right. And a little bit of torso rolling to the left. And then arms will come to a T. And we're just going to lean to the left, 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 left. Let the hand fall where it will. And let the right arm let's just reach vertically right up into the sky. We're not reaching over, we're reaching right up, because I really want to feel the length of the reach. As if you could touch the ceiling with your ring finger. And then you're just going to bring that slightly angle towards the left. But you're still really, the force of momentum is up. Really feeling the length of the right side body here as your right hip presses into the ground. And then we'll come up to your T. And then just again, feeling the length on as you lean to the right, letting the right hand just fall. And then let's just begin by reaching the left arm up into the sky. I know that my mirroring has been really contradictory today, so I apologize. I think I should just stay with telling you what I'm experiencing rather than try and change it. But at the moment, we have our left arm in the sky, our right arm draped on our right leg. And then just bringing that upward engagement as if you were pointing up, but pointing slightly to the right with your left hand. Really pressing that left hip in, feeling the length on the right side, the left side body. Apologies. And we'll come up to our T. And then removing any flesh from that knee, flesh from under the sit bones. You need to take a forward fold here. You may want to just support your forehead on a block. Something that just allows you to completely rest into this fold. Really feeling a nice long spine, no curving or curling, just straight spine from the base of your tailbone to the crown of your head. And as you're here, just letting the forehead relax onto the floor or the block or whatever support you have underneath there. Even some bolsters can feel really nice here. If you don't have bolsters, stack a few pillows on top of each other and just let your head rest on that. You can stay here a little longer if you like, or push up, and we're coming to our Shavasana. Just literally bringing our legs round, reclining back onto our backs, letting everything go. Maybe shaking the head, wiggling the hips a little. Just allowing yourself to totally recline and release anything that might be gripping, holding on. Just bring your focus there and soften and melt. Let it go. Beginning to feel some movement come back to the body, to the fingertips, to the toes. Allowing yourself to just breathe deeply, maybe take a full long body stretch. Coming to one side in a fetal position. And rolling up to a seat. After practice today, if you have time to take a longer resting posture, I recommend that you take the time that you need to let yourself release. We'll take inhale here, breathing into our heart, Exhale, breathing out through our heart. And let's bring our hands back to the heart center if that feels good. Again, engaging with the warmth of our heart center. Inhaling in, exhaling out, and we'll inhale to take one Om together. Inhale. Om. Thank you to each and every one of you for being spectacularly who you are. It is a gift and honor that you share your presence on this planet with us, and we are so grateful for you. Everybody, I hope you have a very beautiful day, a beautiful week, and wherever you're catching this, just hold that heart of yours and remember how precious you are. Thank you so much. I'll see you all very soon. Take care.